today you're watching Monday with the Manager here on 18 WJTS, and today we're in Ferdinand talking with Town Manager Chris James. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for coming back into town for an in-person visit again.
Yes, of course, and we're still practicing our social distancing and mask.
Yes, ma'am. We'll continue with that, but that's good to see you in person.
Yes, finally, and I understand the Leadership Academy is delaying into the summer.
We did last year, because of the coronavirus, we were up in the air where we were going to even have it, and we decided we wanted to try to have as much normalcy as possible. So last year we delayed the start. It's normally an April through August calendar, if you will. Last year we started in July and concluded in November, and we decided going into this year that would probably be the better course of action again, to delay the beginning until summertime, give the vaccines and just the general situation a little more time to settle down and settle itself out. And so we will be starting up in July and running through early November again with this year's Academy. We'll be posting the application information on the town's website, on our Facebook page a little bit later in the spring, and look forward to getting a lot of candidates again this year. We had a good group last year with a couple of very nice projects that benefited a couple of organizations. One, teachers in Du Bois County, the elementary schools, and received a lot of very positive feedback from the various schools in the county after they got their goodie bags, if you will, from the Academy team. The other group was SWIAC, and because of the virus last year, they weren't able to do their traditional fundraising auction that they do. So the group stepped up and helped raise money for them to provide to help them out as well in some of the projects they do. So two very good projects last year. Looking forward to seeing what this year's teams come up with. Every year, and this is my 8th year with the Academy, a lot of the quote-unquote easy projects, those were taken out real early on by some of the first 2 and 3 years worth of teams. Every year, I always comment about I'm curious to see what this year's group will come up with. The previous year always raises the bar a little bit more. And every year the teams have been up to the challenge, and I'm once again very anticipatory about what we come up with in 2021. I know that the projects will do very good things, not just for a particular community, but the county in general. So we're looking forward to that. But again, the information will be released to have your candidate come forward a little bit later in the springtime. I believe we've got a window of late April throughout the month of May and into early June where we'll receive applications. Our board will come together, review the applicants, and pick our group for 2021, and then start up in early July with our opening session and run the course through the summer and into the fall and see what we come up with.
And switching gears, how's the Old Town Lake construction with the kayak launch and fishing pier going?
The construction work is going to begin, if the weather holds, a little bit later this month. Our water department has been lowering the lake level, much as we did a couple of years ago when we put in the footbridges for the trail. We have to lower the lake level so it's easier to get in and do the foundation work for the structures. The lake level has dropped about 5 feet. It's at the ideal spot, but some of the recent rains we've gotten has made the ground too soft to really get in with a lot of bigger equipment to do some of that work. So right now we're hoping Mother Nature will be nice to us and give us a few days of non-rain where things dry out enough that the crews can get in and start their work. But later of this month, or at the worst early April, construction on the pier and the kayak launch will begin. And we're not just going to race through construction, but as soon as they are done, they'll have another hoop-de-doo celebration as we did with the trail and let folks take full advantage of it. So we're looking forward to that, just to kind of add a couple of more nice amenities to the lake. You still see folks out kayaking now, but it's a little trickier to kind of launch from the ground as it is. So by having the kayak launch set up for them, that allows them easier access. A lot of people fish from the walking bridges already. This will give them another access point out to the lake where they can go out into the water a little bit further as opposed to bank fishing, which is still obviously will be available. So those projects are moving forward, and I know we've already completed a little bit of a tidy up work on the boat ramp. Once the water level went down, we were able to get in and put in a lot of larger stone to kind of fill in the area by the ramp. The ramp ended at a point, and then there was a bit of a drop off, which with the water level at its normal height is not usually an issue, but we wanted to make sure in case somebody backed in a little too far with their trailer, they didn't hit that drop off and could damage their boat or trailer. So we've kind of finished that out a little bit more, spiffed it up some, so there's a little bit more give to the ramp as you back in with your trailer. So we've already got that part taken care of, and as soon as the ground will allow now, we'll start work on the pier and the launch and have that ready to go, hopefully sometime into the early summer, and plenty of good weather for folks to take advantage of those with.
And the trail and the lake will stay open during all of this project? As
of right now, yes. We don't anticipate having to close anything off to do that work. Once it begins, there may be the possibility of some brief pauses in activity just while the bigger equipment's around. But for the most part, we're going to keep the lake and the trail open full bore. And I know the park board is also working on a combination through an Eagle Scout project, an actual official composite sign mentioning Old Town Lake Park. So making it that much more part of our system of parks as we go into 2021. So we're looking forward to seeing that completed as well, and a nice shining sign right there off the road for folks to see and draw even more attention into the facility. And we've been, even on some of the nasty weather days, there's still people that are out using that trail, maybe have to bundle up a little more, take an umbrella, whatever the case is, but they're still out using the trail, and we're just tickled pink about that.
That sounds great, and thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Ann. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you, and you've been watching Monday with the Manager this week here on 18 WJTS, and today we've been in Ferdinand talking with Town Manager Chris James. Thanks for tuning in. This is 18 WJTS, local people watching local people.